many years ago, I was trying to take some money from Uzbekistan into Tajikistan, and it was for humanitarian work. And I was carrying a large sum of money. It was almost 200,000 US dollars, and it was in my my work bag, my suitcase, and my briefcase. And so I had to cross the border, but I knew that if I crossed the border and declared the money, they would take it from me, and I wouldn't get the money in. And they may kill me, or they may kidnap me. Maybe they say if he has this much money, maybe he has some more money. So I didn't want to declare that I had this much money. But on the other hand, I didn't want to walk across the bridge and not declare it and risk getting into trouble with the police on either side of the border and losing all the money and maybe being imprisoned. So this was a difficult choice to make. And on the Uzbek side of the border, there was a border customs post, and there was the people checking your passport, and there was also a police post. So there were 3 posts. And then across the bridge, there was a red line on the bridge, which was the border. When you crossed over the bridge, they also checked your passports. Then there was customs after that, and after that there was another police post. So there were 6 posts, and I needed to get through all of those posts without declaring this money. So what was I going to do? Well, I looked like a Westerner, because overseas people can see that you're a Westerner, if not just from how you look, but from your glasses and your shoes. They give Westerners away wherever you go in the world, and because we tend to have good shoes and nice glasses. And so I realized if they look at me, they'll know I'm a foreigner, and they're going to stop me. And they're going to like shake me down for money. So I said, I offered up a prayer and said, "Dear Lord, I need to cross this bridge. I don't want to lose the money. I don't want to be kidnapped. I don't want to be put in prison. So I need you to help me here." And at that moment, this little old man stood at my left elbow. And he was an old man. His face was all full of creases from working in the sun all day. And he looked like a cotton farmer. And he had a Muslim prayer hat on his head, and he had a black cotton jacket on all the way down to the ground. And he looked at me and he said in perfect English, he said, "Would you like to cross the bridge?" And I never thought, how does this man know such perfect English? But I said, "Yes, please." And he said, "Well, take my arm and just walk with me." And he said, "Don't look at anybody, just look to the ground." So I thought, maybe this is what I'm going to have to do. So I started walking, and there were crowds of people at each of the 6 posts. And I came to the first post, and I kept my head down, and I just walked on, and there were police everywhere, and nobody stopped me. I came to the second post where they're checking passports, and I just walked through the passport check, and nobody checked me. And I came to the border guards, and they didn't check me. I walked over the border, and then they were checking passports, and they had to get a stamp. I just kind of walked straight through, nobody stopped me. And then the customs officials were there, and I had my bag, and nobody said, "What's in your bag?" And then there was a police check, and I walked all through 6 posts, and nobody stopped me. And I was kind of nervous, really. And when I got through to the other side, there was a taxi depot there, and I found a taxi to go into the capital, Dushanbe. And I said, "I need to thank this old man." But I couldn't find him anywhere. He was gone. And so I think that was an angel. God answered my prayer for an angel. And I've learned over the years in the mission fields that when you find yourself in a difficult situation, God knows about it. And he's allowed you to be in this situation. And so just like Paul and Silas in prison in Philippi, in the book of Acts, they were praising God while they were sitting in prison, because they knew that God is in control. And if God has allowed it to happen, he has a purpose. And if my eternal future is secure, and I know that I have the promise of eternal life, what am I going to be worried about? And so you can have a holy boldness for God, a courage to go places and do things that people think are really crazy and unwise and unsafe to do. But if you're a missionary for Jesus Christ and he's opening doors for you, then you walk through by faith and you trust him with the outcome.
Well,